welcome back to another episode with yours truly, Gracen. Today, we are going to talk about standing in your power unapologetically. Okay, let's get into it. So, today I want to start off with the solar plexus chakra. It is technically the third chakra in the 7 chakra system. We have more than 7 chakras. We have infinite amounts, but for the sake of this conversation, we're just going to focus on 2 of the main chakras within our 7 chakra system, which is our solar plexus chakra, aka our power center, and our throat chakra, where we speak our truth, right? We express ourselves and where we take action. And so I want to start off talking about the solar plexus chakra, different things that can block it, and just some of the karmic lessons that we came to this planet to experience. Okay. And then I'm going to leave you off with some affirmations to program into these chakras if you so choose. Just know that if you do program your chakras with these affirmations, it will help with healing those chakras, bringing up some old energies to be purged out, and you'll just have a healthier spiritual hygiene overall. So, okay. I'm just going to list off a couple of signs that show you your solar plexus is in harmony and is balanced. So, first things first is being tolerant and accepting of others. The next one is the ability to maintain boundaries. If you struggle with setting boundaries, honoring your own boundaries, really, really, really do some journaling and some self-talk with yourself and figure out why is it that you struggle so hard with setting boundaries. Is it because you grew up in a chaotic, dysfunctional household and you, as a survival mechanism, you people please to keep everybody safe and balanced in the house, and you kind of kept everything calm and chill, and you just became super hyper independent because you had to become aware of others' emotions, and you just learned to basically people please everybody around you and basically neglect yourself, okay? You really need to get honest with yourself in order to do this kind of healing work, because otherwise the similar karmic lessons, not even similar, the same karmic lessons are going to show up in the same, in the work dynamic that you choose to work in. So, whether you work in a bank, a restaurant, a corporate office job, if you do not heal the patterns and the lessons that you are being confronted with, know that they will keep showing up in many different ways until you literally learn and master that lesson, okay? And then one more thing is also the ability to say no, and to say no confidently. No is a full sentence. When you say no, that can trigger people. It can make people feel some kind of way. And guess what? You're not responsible for other people's baggage, okay? To all my people pleasers out there, to all my people who have a weak solar plexus chakra center, a weak power center, I'm here to remind you that you're not responsible for other people's traumas, for their baggage. Every single soul, we're going to take it super high perspective right now. Every single soul that has incarnated on this planet or anywhere, really, they sign up with their own contracts. Every incarnation, they choose what they want to experience. They choose the kind of karmic lessons that they want to learn, right? Because our souls just desire to grow and evolve constantly. And so just know that from a very high perspective of everything, exiting the human condition of everything, right? Which is getting wrapped up in the emotions of it and the empathy and all that. Okay, yeah. That is very important. However, it's also important to have a higher understanding of why things are playing out, because things will just make more sense that way, if that makes sense. It's like I feel like when you know what's going on at a higher level, you're able to digest it easier and you're able to make sense of it and it really helps your soul evolve and mature a lot faster. Because at a higher level, you're like, okay, I chose to experience this. I chose to create this, and then you take radical responsibility, and then you heal and grow and learn from it, right? Okay, so moving on. Let's talk about a couple of indications of your solar plexus chakra being out of balance, okay? Number 1 is needing approval and acceptance from others to feel worthy. Okay, this one's deep because this reminds me of my childhood, specifically with my grandparent dynamic. And basically, I was conditioned from a very young age to place my worth outside of myself. So, for example, when I was going to school, elementary school, I was conditioned and programmed that I was only worthy if I made straight A's. I was only worthy of love and attention, and the only way my childhood needs were going to be met is if I performed well in school, okay? And so the way this manifests later on in your adult life is this need, this subconscious playing out of needing approval and acceptance from others to feel worthy. That could be looking like what, mainstream calls a pick me, right? A pick-me-sha. Pick me, pick me, pick me. And that all stems from the conditioning and programming that you receive from childhood. And so, yeah, that is a sign that your solar plexus chakra is out of whack, is out of balance. Also, kind of tying into the first point that I mentioned, which is self-worth is conditional on what we have to do. Okay, and I feel like that one's kind of self-explanatory. And so, yeah, I feel like also another thing I want to do is, I kind of want to mention this one too, which is a loss of direction / lack of drive in life. Like for those people who are stagnant and just have zero ambition to move forward in their life, I feel like their solar plexus chakra is major blocked. It can be blocked with past life stuff, ancestral stuff. All kinds of stuff can block it. And so, yeah, I kind of want to touch on the healing affirmations and then also ways you can heal your chakras and balance them. So personally, I recommend everybody doing energy healing sessions at least once a month, at least, right? We have physical hygiene, emotional hygiene, mental hygiene. Now we need to add in some spiritual hygiene. Guys, please go get energy healing done once a month at least. Clear your energy, balance yourself, reground your soul back into your body. Personally, I'm going to speak from personal experience and also a higher perspective. If you are somebody who is brand new to energy healing and you just have no idea where to go, who to seek out, I would say follow your intuition first, because everybody that you seek out for help, especially for energy healing, there's something there for you. And it is either going to be a benefit or a lesson. But really, it's kind of both if you think about it on a higher level. Kind of a trip to think about. But like for my personal journey, what did I do the first time? I think I did something called like emotion code, which was like clearing emotions out of my body. And it didn't really teach me how to like develop a healthy relationship with my emotions. Like it was just kind of like bland, like clearing emotions out of the body. I'm like, okay, like I feel like I need something deeper than this. And then that led me to doing past life regressions. And then that was like really game changer for me, because I felt all kinds of stuff like surfacing up in my soul, like to my body. I don't know, it was crazy. And then I started going deeper, and that's when I started doing energy healing on myself, and I was connecting to source and channeling pure life force energy to heal myself, right? Because everything outside of source, I shouldn't say outside source, I should say everything in this universe is an emanation of source energy, of primary life force energy. So that means that everything else is secondary life force energy. So when people are using Reiki and other forms of energy healing, truly, I believe that is not the most efficient way to go about healing trauma in the bodies and the many different bodies that we have. And I feel like it is like a temporary Band-Aid. And also people are using their own energy to heal you. And it's like they're using their own energy and they're also using that Reiki energy that they're tapping into, which is like, it's not pure life force energy. And if you're an energy healer and all you do is Reiki, this might be really triggering to hear, but I'm here to let you know that Reiki is just like a beginner's crutch into all that's possible. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So just know that from my own experiences and my own journey, I personally recommend any kind of reader who can connect to your spirit guides and tell you like exact messages, like word for word, like people who are super clairaudient focused. I am clairaudient, but I'm mainly clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairsentience. I do hear messages from time to time, but my main purpose with energy healing right now is to focus on helping people remove trauma from their body, remove entities from their energy, right? Like remove blocks so they can start experiencing abundance, breaking ancestral chains, like all kinds of stuff. Like I feel like that is the kind of focus that I do in particular. So I truly recommend readers and actual energy healers. Energy healers are energy light workers, starseeds who literally alchemize that trauma energy and replace it with healing energies, pure unconditional love. That pure unconditional love is primary life force energy. It's very powerful, and it is the most effective form of alchemization that there is. And that is literally what I do in my sessions. And so just, use discernment, whoever you go seek out, and just know that whoever you find will be right for you in that moment. So if you do live in Utah and you live especially close to Riverton, definitely hit me up so we can start getting you on a schedule of, balancing your spiritual hygiene, because it's very important, especially right now. And just know that the energies are going to keep ramping up. And I feel like once there's the grand finale of the big reveal of all that has been hidden, there's going to be lots of people. I would say everybody on this planet is going to need healing. So I will be very busy very soon. Not that I'm not busy now, because I am busy, but yeah, just, start now. If you're listening to this podcast and, you really want to level up your self-care routine, your spiritual hygiene, definitely seek out an energy healer once a month. I recommend an hour to an hour and a half if it's your first time. And then just kind of like an hour for maintenance purposes. But if you feel like really heavy and stuff and you're like, man, I feel like I'm going through a ton of shit, like definitely an hour and a half for sure. But anyways, okay, let's talk about some healing affirmations for the solar plexus chakra. So I have about 5 that I wrote down. Okay. Number 1, I choose. Sorry, I feel like I'm already feeling the energy of the affirmations. Y'all, I'm like super sensitive to energies, so sorry. Okay. All right. I am choosing to stand strong in my personal power. Just take a deep breath. You can say that affirmation. You can back up the podcast and just play that again. But I'm going to continue to say the next 4 in a row. I am worthy of being loved, respected, and listened to. I am proud, confident, and happy with myself. I deserve and accept the life I dream of. I choose to move forward in life. Whew, and just take a cleansing deep breath in through the nose and out of the mouth. If you personally need assistance with balancing your chakras, definitely hit me up, schedule a session with me, and I'll get you right on track and in shape, and spiritual shape is what I like to call it. But yeah. Okay, let's move on to the throat chakra. Okay. So, a few of the signs that show that your throat chakra is harmonious and balanced is the ability to express yourself. So that can look like you crying, laughing, experiencing joy. You are expressing yourself to the fullest. You're expressing yourself no matter if it makes people feel uncomfortable. You give yourself full permission to have your human experience. All really just like want to let you like sink that in for a second. And think about how often you dim yourself and you dim your light around others to people please, right? To make others feel comfortable, and you suppressing, shutting down yourself and not allowing yourself to express. It is not for you to worry about other people's reactions, because here's the thing, is by you being yourself, you are literally the embodiment of a leader, of teaching others that it is safe to be yourself. It is safe to be your true, authentic self. It is safe to exit survival mode and step into authentic mode, right? Does anybody remember what it was like when you were like 3, 4, 5 years old and you literally were just so like imaginative and creative, and you just had so much hope for the world, and you just had the biggest imagination, and you know, hopefully you still had your childhood innocence if you didn't experience some kind of sexual abuse at that age, right? Like, you just literally thought anything and everything was possible, and you just like had this pure like innocence, and there's just so much wisdom in that, so much power in that, so much inspiration in that. So I really want you to practice allowing yourself to just feel and be ugly, cry, get angry, let it out, laugh so hard that you sound like a freaking turkey. Like sometimes my laugh sounds like a freaking turkey, like I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to express yourself, because that's literally what you came here to do. You did not come to this planet to hide away, to shy away, to literally put yourself down to a fucking Matrix robot, right? Like, no. Be yourself. Be you, who you know you really are. And there's going to take a lot of energy healing to do that, just so you are aware. Lots of ego deaths and decompression, depression, all that comes with it, right? Because, you know, our physical body does have to process the releasing of that old energy, of like those old parts of us dying off. And so just know that this process is not going to be like unicorns, lights, and rainbows. Like, no. Healing is like, it comes in waves. We go through highs, lows, the in-betweens. Like, that is the natural flow and rhythm of our experience. So don't be hard on yourself. Don't judge yourself. So anyways. Okay, the next sign is being honest and open about how you feel. That one's pretty self-explanatory. I literally have this friend in my life, and I just so admire him because he's just so honest and open about how he feels, and it like triggers people like mad. And it's like, our planet literally needs people doing that. You know, we need to be open and honest about how we feel, because that opens up so much doors of perspective and understanding and compassion and empathy, and we're able to see what people are seeing from their perspective, and then we can also show them how we see from our perspective. And there's just so much growth and so much love and so much grace in that. So yeah. Okay, next thing. Ooh, this is a good one. Processing and transforming emotions through creative expression. I feel like art is a huge one with this. I feel like emotionally expressing yourself through art is just so powerful, and it's so healing, and I just think it just, the wonders it does to people and helps them heal is just freaking amazing. Anyways, let's move on. Let's keep it moving. Okay. 3 signs that your throat chakra is disharmonious / imbalanced is being a quote-unquote chatterbox, having a constant need to talk. I'm sure you guys have met people like this in your life or have seen them in action. It's like you go to like start talking to somebody and they're just like, blah, 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 and they just like want to keep interrupting you, like kind of thing. It's not like somebody like accidentally like cutting you off. It's like, it's a intentional, like they have to get their word in even though you're still talking kind of thing. I saw that in this one girl. Truly love her. She's a dating coach, and she's really like here to help women succeed financially and relationship wise. Anyways, I notice how she's like such a huge chatterbox, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I just want to balance your throat chakra. Like, you've helped me heal in so many ways. Now I just want to help you, kind of thing. Like, it's just so funny. Okay, moving on. Ooh, this is a good one. Self-betrayal. Ooh. Who's ready to get radically honest with themselves and admit that they betray themselves constantly? You betray yourself when you don't set boundaries. You betray yourself when you don't put yourself first. You betray yourself when you allow people to treat you like a doormat, right? Like, oh, I could just go on and on and on with that one. Ooh, yeah, I kind of want to say two more. Okay, next one is fears about being judged. Lots of past life persecution with this one, especially if you're a starseed, light worker soul, like you're a very high vibrational soul. And I shouldn't say like, when I say high vibrational soul, I mean like those kind of souls are used to operating and existing in very high vibrational frequencies and dimensions. And so, yeah, anyways, if you have this subconscious fear about being judged or feeling like you're going to be persecuted for saying like what you have to say and like being honest about how you feel and express yourself, like just know that there's underlying reasons and energy and trauma that need to be healed and removed out of you so that you can reprogram speaking your truth. You are safe to speak your truth. You are safe to take action, right? Anyways, okay, let's move on. All right, last one. Feeling unworthy of being listened to. Oh my gosh. I have totally felt this way before. Yeah. That one kind of speaks for itself. But how many of you have felt that way of, you're like, well, I feel like this person just really isn't going to give a fuck what I have to say. They're not going to really care. Like, why even say anything, you know? Just know that you are worthy. Your words matter. Your words are powerful. There's only one you on this planet. Your unique perspective and words are going to touch people regardless, in a positive or a quote-unquote negative way, right? And you can't control how people perceive you and perceive your words because they're only going to understand you from where they're at in their life, you know? It's like where my consciousness is at right now and my vibration is at right now. If I were to talk to my past self, she'd be like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, I don't understand, you know? And it's because that past self has not experienced what I've already experienced over the past few years, right? So it's like you can't really like, you're not at the same consciousness level. So it's like there's not a easy ebb and flow of conversation and understanding, right? Because you're in two different places. And when you are at a smaller, contracted consciousness, you know, you're vibrating fear, shame, and guilt constantly. You're not going to be able to understand somebody who's at the frequency of enlightenment, love, joy, right? Like, you're just going to be like, I just don't get you. I just don't understand why you see things this way. Like, you know what I mean? But the person with the expanded consciousness can look, like, not look down, you know, but look at and observe, because really that's what you're doing. You're observing. And you can observe with this understanding of why they're at where they're at, because you used to be there at one point. So you totally understand, right? And because that person with a contracted consciousness still needs to grow and evolve and expand, then once they get to that point of like higher consciousness, they're like, oh, okay, now I see what you're saying. Now I understand where you're coming from. Like, okay, now I get it. So yeah. All right, let's move on to some healing affirmations. Okay. Are we ready? I've got 5 for you. I clearly and freely speak my truth today. I am comfortable to express my feelings. I am worthy of being listened to. I love and honor the expression of my true voice. I speak to be heard. Oh, so good, so good. Okay. And just know that, you know, when you program those affirmations into your chakras, the ones that I talked about today, the solar plexus and the throat, just know that there could be stuff that comes up. You could all of a sudden get a sore throat, and that's just your throat literally physically purging out that old energy of your past life persecutions, of you getting like your throat sliced for being a healer, or you getting guillotined, or you getting hung from a rope, or I mean, there's just so many things, right? Anyways, just know that if you experience physical symptoms, it's literally just your physical body catching up with the energy healing, and it's just doing what it's supposed to be doing, which is purging out that old energy. So don't freak out and be like, oh my God, I need to run to the doctor, blah. Only like, I recommend really going, I just recommend you using your own discretion. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to give any medical advice. That's not happening. So, okay. So I really want to talk about a situation that just came up recently, applying this spiritual knowledge into a physical situation, a physical experience, a human experience, okay? So I feel like this is a common theme for a lot of people right now, especially in their work dynamic. Their work dynamics, their friendship dynamics, their relationship dynamics. I mean, I feel like this energy is just running rampant right now, which is standing in your power unapologetically, okay? Let's just talk about the work dynamic first, okay? If you're in a work dynamic and you have an amazing boss, like an amazing leader, like they do an amazing job, they're just so inspirational, so powerful, such an amazing container, like just incredible, okay? And then you take a look at their boss who's above them, and you're just like, oh, Lord have mercy. Like, you just know immediately that they're going to bite you and say hurtful things, and they have negative intentions because where they're at in their consciousness and their life, and they're just in a projecting kind of state, right? Like, they project onto you what they're actually doing, which is kind of funny because I always catch people doing that. I'm like, I don't consent to that. I don't consent to your projections. Like, I literally will tell them that to their face, and they just kind of look at me like, what? Like, it like throws them off. Like, they weren't expecting me to say that. But I just had this experience where I was communicating with like the highest level of my boss, right, at my restaurant job that I work at part-time. And where she's at in her own journey, she has a lot of healing that she needs to do, and I feel like she's like ignoring and deflecting a lot, and it really just like shows how she speaks to you in conversation. And so anyway, she was making like certain like snarky remarks, like, coming at me for my physical appearance and trying to attack me like in a moral way, like, basically trying to like make me feel small and like try to destroy me. And I just was not allowing that. I was not allowing her abusive behavior to penetrate my energy. And I stood up for myself. And I was like, you're not going to speak to me that way. You're not going to treat me that way. And, I have good intentions. I have pure intentions. And if you can't see that, you'd rather believe like rumors that other people say about me, well, then that kind of shows the kind of person that you really are, right? And so anyway, I feel like I was like talking to her for a little bit, and I could feel her energy shifting after the end of our conversation. And she like shifted into this energy of trust and this energy of respect because she realized that I wasn't going to take her shit. I wasn't going to allow her to speak down to me. I wasn't going to allow her to make me feel small, right? I was standing in my power. I was standing in my authenticity, right? Which is, I'm not going to let people treat me any kind of way. Crazy. I choose how people treat me. And I let her know, hey, you can either treat me with respect or you can not talk to me at all, And I decided to set some boundaries with her because it's just what's necessary. It's what's necessary in your work dynamic sometimes. And the problem is with karmic lessons like this in your work dynamic is if you don't set those boundaries and you don't stick up for yourself, that is going to keep playing out in your work dynamic no matter what job you're working. And I know a lot of you can have this fear of getting fired and losing your job because you're like so reliant on your income. But I'm really here to tell you that you really need to expand your knowledge and really branch out about how to obtain wealth and money in more than one avenue, right? Because if you're just focused on one job, like one avenue, of course you're going to have that fear, right? Like, you need to learn how to invest your money. You need to put money towards physical gold and silver bullion. You need to invest. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to say you need. These are all suggestions. Let me just backtrack really quick. This is what I suggest doing. Take it or leave it. You don't have to believe it. I suggest investing in a Roth IRA, maxing it out every year at $6,500, having autonomy over your Roth IRA and the kind of index mutual funds that you are personally investing in, okay? I recommend learning about cryptocurrency and how you can buy your own. You don't have to go crazy and buy $1,000. Like, just, start small. Start small and start, creating a budget for yourself and, get yourself out of debt, take yourself out of debt first, and then, start making sure that you have a healthier income dynamic. You're very aware of what you're spending, what's coming in, and what's going out of your bank account, right? You really want to have conscious awareness of that, because what I've learned with money so far is money is a consciousness. It is a unique vibration. Abundance is a unique frequency, okay? And so in order to hold and to have a lot of money within your energy, you really need to learn financial responsibility, financial discipline, right? There's certain financial karmic lessons that we need to go through and experience in order to start holding more amounts of money. If you're somebody who's financially irresponsible, you lack financial discipline, right? Like, you don't have a good relationship with money, guess what? You're going to perpetually stay broke, okay? So yeah, I really, truly want to emphasize expanding your streams of income. Get into researching about real estate. That's another thing. So real estate, crypto, having a Roth IRA, even maybe a possible individual brokerage account. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, I highly suggest opening your account on Fidelity because they're super awesome. Like, I literally had no idea what I was doing when I first started investing, and the people who you call your financial advisors, they literally help you for free. There's virtual assistants and there's different people to talk to, about opening accounts, what, you should invest in and how to trade. There's just so much stuff. So anyways, start a side hustle. You don't have to sit there and bring in 5 figures a month with your side hustle. Okay. Figure out stuff that you are good at. Okay. Personally, I'm very good with energy healing, channeling, psychic stuff. That is my forte. So I have my healing business that I do. I've had it since 2021. I've been doing it for several years now. And I'm also I'm starting to transition into, I'm going to keep doing my healing sessions. I'm going to keep doing them, but I really, truly want to start prioritizing doing public speaking events, really going out into the public and just teaching people on more of a massive scale than on a one-on-one session kind of basis. So yeah, I'm planning that. That's in the works. I've created courses, for passive income. I'm working on an ebook, which I'm going to be publishing at the very end of December this year. Oh, I'm so excited. You guys are going to love it. If you want to learn about my upbringing and how I got to be where I am today and just how I just faced adversity and just came out stronger than ever before, be sure to check that out. Oh my gosh. I'm going to link it on my Instagram. I'm going to link it on my podcast episode. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be emotionally, deeply, subconsciously touching. So yeah, it's going to be a very powerful book. And I'm so excited for those of y'all who have been waiting so patiently to read it, because yeah, it's going to be pretty good. It's going to be amazing. So anyways, yeah, find a side hustle. Maybe you're good at content creation. Maybe you're good at affiliate marketing. Maybe you're good at digital creation. Maybe you're good at designing. Maybe you're good at art. Maybe you're good at singing. Maybe you're good with instruments. Find something to do. Okay. that is going to add value and it's going to increase your financial capacity, okay? Do not rely on one stream of income because you're just going to screw yourself over, okay? And it's very limiting if you think about it. Like, think about limiting beliefs. Like, think about it. Millionaires do not have one stream of income, right? Like, they have multiple because think about it. They set up so many different streams that it's like, it's just so easy for all of that to compound. And that's like literally why they get multi-millions of dollars, But like I said, there's a lot of, discipline and responsibility that comes with having that big amount of money, involved with your energy too. So, yeah. Okay. What was I? Let's see. Let me backtrack. Oh yeah. So yeah, don't be afraid to stick up for yourself and stand up for yourself. And you know what? If you get fired for defending yourself and sticking up for yourself, good. Because that means that place wasn't in alignment for you to begin with, right? That is the universe being like, hell yeah, you learned your lesson. Time for you to align to your highest vibrational work dynamic. And then all of a sudden you find yourself working in a peaceful, healthy work dynamic where everyone is just contributing and everyone is vibing, everyone's in a good mood, everyone's supportive, there's community, there's empathy, there's compassion, there's a sense of humanity, right? Like, it just, your vibrational work dynamic just increases, it gets better. So don't be afraid to stand up for yourself. So, yeah. That's basically all I have today for you guys and for this episode. So, one last thing is I am doing a mass meditation. I'm planning a mass meditation for meditating, specifically to remote view in the Middle East, help people cross over, clear some darkness over there. If you are interested in that, please head over to my Instagram page at GracenKahn, GracenKahn, and click my link tree. There is a Telegram group that I have. So if you're super interested in that, if you're super passionate about helping clear that energy on the planet, please go check that out. I feel super aligned to do that and set that up. So anyways, hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I will see y'all next Sunday.